The candle between us flickered when she leaned sideways, toward him, not me. That was the exact second I knew something was off. The restaurant was a kind you save for anniversaries. Soft jazz humming through hidden speakers. Butter and garlic floating in the air. White tablecloths, so crisp they felt judgmental. I had booked it 3 weeks in advance, rehearsed what I'd say on the drive over, even changed my shirt twice, because I wanted everything to land right. Emily sat across from me, wine glass in hand, laughing. But she wasn't laughing at me. She was laughing at Daniel. Daniel Cole, her project lead. The guy she'd suddenly started mentioning a little too often. The guy who texted her late, but always with the same excuse. Work stuff. Urgent. Sorry, babe. He sat to her right, close enough that their elbows touched when they leaned in. He wore that effortless confidence some men are born with. Rolled sleeves, expensive watch, smile that knew it worked. This place is insane, he said, glancing around. You got great taste, Em. She smiled, not the polite smile. The one she used to reserve for me. My fork paused midair. I told myself I was overthinking it. Told myself couples bring co-workers to dinner sometimes. Told myself laughter wasn't betrayal. Still, my phone buzzed in my pocket. A notification from Instagram. I didn't even open it yet. I already knew. Emily had posted a story 10 minutes earlier. A photo of the table. 3 wine glasses. Tag location. No tag for me. Just one word in text overlay. Nights like this sparkles. Daniel leaned closer and lowered his voice. She leaned in too. Their heads almost touched. I cleared my throat. Everything okay? Emily blinked like she'd forgotten I was there. Yeah, of course. Daniel was just telling me about this trip he took to Milan. I nodded, forced a smile. Sounds nice. She didn't notice my hand tighten around the glass. Didn't notice my appetite disappear. Didn't notice the quiet calculation starting behind my eyes. Because what she didn't know, what neither of them knew, was that I'd already seen something earlier that afternoon. Something I hadn't mentioned yet. And as the waiter approached with our entrees, I realized this dinner wasn't going to end the way she thought it would. The pasta tasted like nothing. I watched Emily more than I ate. The way she brushed her hair back when Daniel spoke. The way her laugh softened. The way her phone lit up on the table. And she flipped it face down without even checking. I checked mine. The Instagram notification from earlier, it wasn't just a like. It was a DM. From a private account with no photo and 0 posts. You deserve to know. She's been seeing him for months. I work with them. My chest went cold. I typed back with shaking thumbs. Who is this? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Then another message. Check her archive stories. December. The Blue Hotel Room. I remember that night. She'd told me she was at a conference in Chicago. Said the hotel lighting was bad when she sent the photo. Blue walls. 1 glass of wine on the table. Daniel raised his glass. To good teams, he said. Emily clinked her glass with his. I didn't move. She noticed. Aren't you going to toast? I looked at her. Really looked. The woman I'd planned a future with. The woman who knew my childhood dog's name, my worst fear, the exact way I liked my coffee. Yeah, I said slowly. Just thinking. She frowned. About? Timing. Daniel checked his phone, distracted. Emily reached under the table and squeezed my knee, a gesture meant to calm me. It felt rehearsed. I pulled my leg back. Her smile faltered. What's wrong with you tonight? She whispered. I leaned in, lowering my voice so only she could hear. When were you planning to tell me about the Milan trip you took with him? Her face drained of color. What are you talking about? She said too quickly. I didn't answer. I simply unlocked my phone and slid it across the table. She stared at the screen, at the archive photo, at the timestamp, at the matching watch on Daniel's wrist in the background reflection. Daniel looked between us. Is everything. Emily stood abruptly, chair scraping loudly against the floor. I need air. She walked away without looking back. Daniel exhaled and leaned back. Man, I didn't know she hadn't told you yet. That sentence landed heavier than any confession. I stood too, and for the first time all night, I smiled. Emily was crying by the entrance, mascara streaking down her cheeks, phone clutched like a lifeline. "You embarrass me," she said as soon as she saw me. "Not I'm sorry. Not I messed up. Just that." I nodded. "You embarrass yourself." She opened her mouth, closed it, tried again. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. "Funny," I said calmly. Neither was betrayal. Daniel hovered near the door, awkward, unsure. I turned to him. "You can have her. Just don't pretend you didn't know." He didn't deny it. That was answer enough. I left cash on the counter. Enough to cover everything, including my portion of a lie I'd lived in for too long. Outside, the night air hit different. Cold, clean, real. My phone buzzed again. The anonymous account sent one last message. "I'm sorry you found out this way. You seem like a good man." I didn't reply. I didn't need closure from strangers. Weeks later, I moved out, quietly. No dramatic posts. No revenge captions. Just action. Emily tried calling, then texting, then emailing. Each message shifted tone. Angry, apologetic, nostalgic. I never answered. Because here's the truth no one tells you when your heart gets wrecked. Walking away with dignity hits harder than any revenge. Last I heard, Daniel left the company. Office romances burn fast and die messy. Emily transferred departments. Started posting quotes about healing and self-growth. I muted her. Sometimes I still think about that dinner. The laughter. The moment I realize love can turn unfamiliar without warning. But I also think about the man I became when I stood up, paid the bill, and chose myself. And every time I pass a restaurant window glowing with candlelight, I smile a little, not because it hurts anymore, but because I survived it and rose anyway.